I'm so excited for this video because tonight we are making the mom sequined sports theme hoodies. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another video. I am Tanish Fortson, creator of Embroidery Mastery, and we are going to have such a good time tonight because we are going to make these hoodies, and there are 5 sports that we need to make them for. We're going to head over into the software in a bit, and best of all, we will be cutting sequins on our Cricut Maker. So yes, the Cricut Maker can cut sequins. There's even a setting for it, and I will show you guys. Okay, let's get these hoodies hooped. And my children just got home, so they may run in here. I am using 3-ounce soft cutaway, one of the very large rolls from United Thread. This is going to be the football hoodie, and it's giving almost monochromatic because I'm going to be using the burgundy sequins with a brown football, and then I will probably make the text white. Okay, this one looks great. And now we will be using the pink hoodie. Stabilizer. All right, both garments are hooped. We are in the software, and I'm just going to pre-warn you. My files, they aren't a mess. They're just kind of all over the place. I've already made one basketball mom, so I'm going to use the M's and the balls. I did use a true type font, so it should be right here. I use Gills Sans Ultra Bold Condense. That's the font that I used. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to open a new tab, which is right here. And I'm going to start with the M's, which is the basketball mom. So I just don't want to be doing the same thing and making the same thing. So I have copied the 3 steps for the applique. I'm going to hit copy, and then I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to hit paste. And now I'm going to go to the baseball. Here's the baseball. I am only looking for the aspects of the actual ball. So I'm just going to select everything that I need to select. And I may need to play with the shape just a tiny bit. So let's go right here and let's hit paste. Let's see what it does. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So I can already see that I just need to extend like this little leg of the M and this leg of the M. Let me see if I could just move it down. So what I will do for the satin border is just extend this down. And for this side right here, scoot a little bit. I'm going to bring that stop all the way down to the end. Okay, this is what we call not reinventing the wheel. Okay, this is future editing, Tanish, and I didn't like how everything was coming together, so I am going to show you right now and simplify what I was doing a few days ago. So we have our file. So if you guys don't know, I set up my applique. I set the files up manually. I did not use the applique because for the M, the baseball and the M, it would group them separately, and you would have to do each applique separately. And I don't want that. So I want control. I set this file up to applique manually, meaning that I put my own placement, my own tack down, and my own final covering stitch. So anyways, we want these cut files. So we need to turn these into SVGs. So what I'm going to do is select my placement stitch. So what I'm going to do, just to simplify it, placement Let's just put the names in. I don't want to cause any unnecessary confusion for you guys. And for the baseball, the first one is a placement. And the second one is a tack down. Okay. So let's look at our order. Placement for both of the M's, because the M's are going to be the same color. And then we have our placement and tack down for the baseball, which is going to be in a different color. So it's a different color because we need our machine to stop. And then at the bottom, we have all of our satin stitches stitching together. Satin, satin, satin. So we don't need to do anything with that. So the reason why I put the names in is so that I don't confuse you. So we're going to select all of the placement stitches. First M placement, which is this right here. We're going to select the second M placement, which is this one over here. And we're going to select the placement for the baseball. Okay, we're going to come over here and click on color. And we're just going to pick one of these colors to click on. All right, this window right here comes up and you're going to need to click on applique, okay? And I'm going to just show you guys, if you click on not applique, your window is going to look like this. If you click on position, this is the window that we need. If you click on material, your window will look like this. So always be sure to click on position to bring up what we need. Next, we're going to click on simulated just so that we know what is going to stitch out, okay? So all three are highlighted, and now we are going to inflate, because remember, we need the SVG file to cut. We need the letters a little bit bigger, so we're going to inflate them so that when our needle goes to tack them down, they will catch. So I like to inflate to about a 1.5 millimeter. Now, I'm going to hit save all so that all of my letters can save. And here's our SVG file. So now we need to name it. I'm just going to put baseball. I'm not going to really save it because I already have the file saved. But what you're going to do next is, I'll just save it. Baseball SVG. It might replace the file that I already have. So we're just going to put it on my desktop so that it's easier to find. Baseball SVG. I'm going to hit save and it's going to say this file already exists. I'm just going to replace it, okay? And then I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to hit OK one more time to get rid of this screen. So now what I'm going to do, since we have saved the SVG file, I'm going to pull up my Cricut software. I'm going to go right here at the top right hand corner and hit blank canvas. Okay, my screen is looking a little funny. New project. But I'm going to hit upload, browse. And remember, this was in my desktop, so I'm going to look for baseball SVG. Where is it? Oh, here it is right here. I'm just going to hit open, and here it is. So I'm going to hit continue. Let me, I had to make my screen bigger. Just hit upload, and here is the file. The first thing we need to do is bring the O down here. Or I shall say the baseball, bring it down. I'm going to put the two M's together. I'm going to leave them the same color just because I want them on the same mat. And I'm just going to lay a piece of sequins down as a different color. I'm just going to scoot it down a little bit just to give myself enough room to lay the different color sequins down, okay? So we have our two M's and then we have the baseball. Now we are going to hit make. I really don't need this saved at the moment. I'm going to move that over a little bit. I'm going to hit continue. And now we're going to browse all materials, and I'm going to go down to fabric. So right here is fabric. I'm going to select sequins. So I was so happy because there is a sequined option. I did not know that when I purchased my Cricut Maker 4. I honestly only purchased it to cut rhinestone templates because I'm going to be blinging out my embroidery. Okay, and I'm not going to do it manually how I always do it. You guys have let me know that that is way too invasive. Anyways, I'm going to select sequined, and I'm going to come down to the bottom and hit done. And now I'm going to head over to my Cricut and load the mat. All right, so we are going to load 2 mats. So this right here, actually, I'm going to leave the back side on because when I did test stitch it, it got a little messy. I need my rotary because I need this to be about 6.5 inches. All right. So I cut it way too big. We'll do 7 inches. So first let's get this part right here even. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will go to 7, about 6.25 inches. All right, here we go. So let's take this and stick it on right here. Okay, so the burgundy is with the brown. So what I'm noticing is that for this, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot have a lot of excess fabric. It needs to be more geared towards precision. And for me, when I cut sequins, I just like to cut off a big fat chunk. So that's not gonna work out. All right, so here is my first set. And now let's prepare the second set. Okay, I have the mat ready. It's gonna go in like this. This is going to cut the 2 M's, and this is going to cut the softball mom. I did change it to softball mom instead of baseball just because my hoodie is pink. So let's go ahead and get this hooked on. All right, let's get a little bit closer so it looks like everything is ready. And now I am just going to hit go. Okay, let's move into the ball. It's finished and I was extremely nervous, so let's just take this off. I'm going to set this to the side and I am going to load the next set. All right, everything is ready. I am just going to hit start. All right, my second cutout is ready. I'm just gonna release it. Are you guys ready for the big reveal? I am worried. I did test this out last night. However, I did not have the heat and bond light. I didn't leave the paper on. I took the paper off. But the only reason why I left it on is because this gets so messy. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh my, I love it. So I did use a, whoa. Okay. Yeah, this is that mess that I'm talking about. It's not as messy though because I left the adhesive on. I did not add pressure or anything like that. So this cut really good on the default setting. Wow, it's just coming, uh-oh, right here is, seems to be stuck a little bit. So I will leave it up to you guys if you want to add like extra pressure. I didn't, and it seemed to have done just fine. Now for me, this did take a couple minutes to cut. It seems like I would be able to hand cut faster. Like this was just like a whole freaking job to me. Like me, I would rather just hand cut, but that's just me. I know a lot of people don't really enjoy cutting sequins. So me, I don't mind. So it goes like this, something like this. Now I'm not the biggest fan of the burgundy and brown, but I'm gonna throw a little bit of white in the mix to kind of break up this, whatever this is that's going on, this darkness. All right, next. All right, so looks like in the same place. Oh my God, you guys, I am impressed. Oh my gosh. I am so impressed. Laser who? You don't need a laser to cut sequins? All right, so let's go ahead and get these machines going. I am going to start off with the tack down stitch. All right, this one's already done, and I accidentally had the wrong thread color for the softball. So it stitched a little bit more than halfway, but I'm just gonna stitch over it with this like fluorescent yellow color. I'm just gonna swap it out with the white and put this on there. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. We'll see how it looks. Okay, now for the softball, I did accidentally stitch white and I did stitch over it and it seems to be okay. So we are going to get this just cleaned and I will show you guys the final outcome. If you go to the website and some of these are not available, that just means that I am still working on the listing. That's all, and they should be available shortly or the following day. So I wasn't so sure about this pink, but I like it. It's still somewhat monochromatic, but the softball gives it the pop of color. Overall, all right, my opinion on cutting sequins with the Cricut. I like it, however, it takes too long for me. I could cut my sequins quicker than by the time I set the file up, by the time the file cuts, by the time I spray some 505 spray on the back of these letters to get them not to move. It's a whole process. I mean, I guess I'm not used to that process. So it would be okay if you're someone who doesn't like cutting sequins, but me, I actually don't mind, and I'm kind of used to it at this point. That whole process just takes too long. And to be honest, I really only got my Cricut to cut rhinestone templates. So hopefully I will have a video on that soon. I just need to learn the Silhouette software. I don't know that software yet. I'm really unfamiliar with it. So I just bought the business edition of Silhouette Studio, and I will be working in that software, just trying to learn a few things. I'm not trying to become proficient in it or anything. I just want to know enough to make my templates. I also have been working in the Hatch software just to learn. I need to learn a different embroidery software just to improve my skills in digitizing as well. I'm still really what we would call a baby digitizer. I never really, I digitize things, but I never really claimed to be a digitizer. My thing was, I'll teach you how to digitize so that you'll be able to digitize your own designs, but never ever had it crossed my mind that I would actually be making designs and selling them. So, this is still a relatively new area for me as well. And everything, I can use improvement in this area as well too. So that's all. I'll be learning Hatch throughout the year, trying to get really proficient in it. I'll be learning Silhouette Studio. I'm not trying to get as proficient in it. I am going to also add a hoodie string, just like I did the basketball mom. So let's take this off. I'm quite surprised that this still stitched pretty good, even though I was going over really thick, dense satin stitches. So I'm happy I was able to save this. I mean, it really wasn't messed up. It just the baseball, or it was a softball, not a baseball. Because remember, I did have this as a baseball at first. All right, let's add the hoodie string. And if I remember correctly, I probably have to take off the base of the hoodie string. This is sewn down. All right, well, whatevs. I'm not gonna stress or worry about it, but the hoodie string would have been a nice little addition. All right, let me check on the other shirt. It was drying under my heat press because I did spray a little water on it. All right, we're done. So let me show you the final hoodies. I really love the white with the burgundy. Very, very cute. And this one turned out nice as well. And I have 3 more to make, which is tennis mom, volleyball mom, and soccer mom. Overall, I did not really enjoy the process of cutting sequins on my Cricut machine just because of all the extra work and extra steps. However, it's extremely convenient, and if you don't like to cut sequins, I do recommend it. I don't mind cutting sequins, so that's why my opinion is sort of swaying towards the I'll just hand cut versus I'll just use the machine to cut it. If you guys are interested in any of my courses on digitizing or single needle, they will be linked below. I do have a brand new mini course coming out very soon. We are putting the final touches on it. It is all about content creation for your business, whether it's an embroidery business or a crafting business, but the curriculum is built out around how to create content for your business. If you guys are interested in joining a community of like-minded individuals, the community will be linked below as well. Do not forget to do all those things like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.